You wouldn't think that a paper published way back in 1900 with an unusual title about trivalent carbon would have an impact on our life, but it did. Well, the story actually starts way back in Russia in the late 1800s with the assassination of Tsar Alexander II by an assassin who threw a bomb under his carriage, and the Tsar was blown up. His successor, Alexander III, was very angry about what had happened. And even though the assassin was not Jewish, he passed the so-called May laws that restricted where Jews could live and what businesses they could take part in. This caused an emigration of Jews from Russia to the United States, including the Gomberg family. And young Moses Gomberg went to high school in the United States and in Michigan. He learned English, found a student position, University of Michigan, where he eventually became a professor of chemistry. And therein lies a very interesting story. One of his research projects was to make large molecules that were very difficult to make. And one day he thought that he had actually made one, but the chemical composition of his product did not conform to what he thought it should be. He knew that carbon atoms always form 4 bonds. This has been established by German chemist Kekulé. And this was all over the scientific literature. It was accepted. But the compound that he had accidentally formed in his attempt to synthesize this large molecule looked like it was a carbon that had only 3 bonds. This was really unusual, but it turned out to be true. And this was the first production of what we call a free radical. Free radicals are extremely reactive. That carbon doesn't want to have only 3 bonds. It wants to hold on to other things. So what did this lead to? Well, it eventually led to a paper published in 1954 by Rebecca Gershman, University of Rochester, who figured out that these free radicals that Gomberg had found were important in life, that every time that we inhale some oxygen, some of that oxygen gets converted to free radicals, and these are highly reactive. And she suggested that they could actually cause damage in the body. Well, all of that was put together by Denham Harman in this classic paper in 1956, where he said aging process is due to the action of free radicals, which are naturally produced in the body. Not only aging, but even diseases like cancer are due to these highly reactive species called free radicals. And he suggested that it is possible to counter their existence with the use of antioxidants. And he fed some substances extracted from fruits and vegetables, which called antioxidants, to mice, and he said that they lived longer. As you can imagine, this resulted in a cascade of dietary supplements, all supposedly antioxidants extracted from all kinds of fruits and vegetables. Unfortunately, none of these have stood up to tests. In clinical trials, the supplements have not performed. However, what we do know is that the so-called antioxidants, which can neutralize free radicals, are found in all sorts of fruits and vegetables. And there are all kinds of studies showing that when we eat these, they actually do eliminate free radicals in our body. And they can counter disease. So, yeah, go ahead and eat those apples, eat those plums, eat those berries. Those free radicals will be neutralized, at least to some extent, by the antioxidants. And it all started way back in 1900 by that paper that suggested the presence of free radicals. And today we learned that those free radicals can be smashed by eating our apples.